Unlocking your potential. Unlocking your potential. What's the first thing that comes to mind once that is brought up? Improving grades, being more successful, or is it something along the lines of you'll do better? To a certain degree, they're not wrong, but then to a certain degree, they're not right. However, before we go into any conclusions, we really need to understand what potential is. The Merriam-Webster's definition of potential is to exist in possibility, capable of developing into actually. Simplified saying is just that it's a possibility. What is your potential? Your potential is a characteristic or skill that you possess that has the possibility of developing. Why is this important? Well, this is important because the importance of this is really displayed in two different ways. The benefits it brings and the variety of ways you can utilize it. But first and foremost, let's get some background about how to identify your potential. Before going into detail on how to identify your potential, let's talk about more in regards about what potential is. Potential includes skills and characteristics. Skills are what people tend to think when they say potential and usually are also called talents or sometimes mentioned as gifts. There are two kinds of talents: an immediate display of potential known as early talent and a late display of potential, and we'll call that late talent. An example of early talent would be a child that comes across a music or a piano and is able to sensitively understand and recognize the different characteristics in the music. That would be a display of early potential. A display of late potential would be a child learning piano for a few years and that you find that his speed of learning is increasing faster and faster and is faster than everyone else learning at around the same age, as well as having the ability to compose some music. That would be an example of late talent. So, what are some qualities, right? Because we mentioned that because talent has qualities and skills. So qualities are really things that you can learn and develop over the years. And how do we identify potential? Well, in essence, identifying potential comes down to one word, and that is trying. Talent, early display of potential, is the easiest to find and what you can often find through daily activities. However, late display of potential is harder to find, and usually you have to find these by signing up for multiple classes or developing yourself in multiple fields to find where you really stand out. But what do unlocking these potentials do? How do we go and find our talents, and what do they bring? Why should we bother finding them? All of these really are summed up by one reason, and that is that they are beneficial. Unlocking your potential allows you to fully understand and display your strengths, making you more noticeable. Obviously, this requires learning and practice, but what you should be doing is focusing on your strengths. A question often raised is that shouldn't I focus on all areas so that I'm evenly spaced out? And the answer is no. So I think an example will help us understand easier. So who remembers the kid who's decent at everything? He had okay math grades, he's okay at athletics, he's okay at everything in general, he's decent. No one remembers that because he's not outstanding. Nothing about him makes us want to remember him. However, who remembers the best athlete in their school? Maybe the best at math? The best author, maybe? Well, I trust that some of us always obviously have those names in our mind because they stood out and they have a reason to be remembered. Same with us. We need to develop an area of strength so that we can stand out. Another aspect of it that you can consider is that all learning is related. So developing a certain talent will lead you to be able to learn quickly in other areas, and we can use our strengths to help our weaknesses. But strengths and developing our talents are really useless if we cannot utilize them. If we can't use our talents, there's no point in developing them. So after you acknowledge your potential and develop it, now comes time to use it. This is arguably the most important part of potential because if you don't use it, then it is useless. As to how exactly we use it, it's all situation to every person. Different skills can help with different things. For example, a skill in public speaking can directly result to your ability to make presentations, maybe your ability in literature, or maybe your ability to social with others. Depending on your personal talent, these areas can help improve different things. The key is to fully understand your potential and use it to the max. There are a lot more uses than you would think, and you need to fully utilize it. This also brings up another issue, is that does everyone have talent? And my answer to that is yes, everyone does have talent. The common misconception that some people have talent and some don't is that the people who don't have a talent, or so-called that do not have a talent, didn't develop their talent yet. They haven't found their talent yet. Everyone has a talent, and talents are strengths. But with every strength also comes a weakness. So what we need to do is to utilize our strengths to go help our weaknesses so that we can overall be stronger while also standing out above the group. So thinking back, the core concept we started off today was that unlocking your potential can help improve grades, help you become more successful, and you will do better. That was the question that we addressed from the very beginning. But why is this true? Well, we know that by acknowledging your potential is the first step to unlock your potential. By developing your potential, there are many benefits that come from it. However, the most important part is utilization. Improving grades and being successful or doing better in society is all dependent on how you utilize your potential. Before we leave, I'd like to leave everybody with a few questions. What is your talent? What potentials have you unlocked? What are some potentials that you can unlock? And what are some weaknesses in areas that you are not so strong in that you can improve by utilizing your potential? Thank you.